While such orders did not constitute an official part of Masonry, they were Masonic in the sense that many, such as the Knights of Birmingham, were developed by Masons, and many members, if not the majority, were also Masons. What else is known about the goat? Well, for one thing, the goat was a standard feature in many a lodge of yesteryear. This was revealed by Brother Robert Morris, no less, who mentioned it in passing, saying, "I was riding a donkey a trifle larger than the conventional goat of the Masonic Lodge, and my prospects of escaping a drenching and a pelting were solely based on his speed." Such a casual remark reveals this to be common knowledge, at least to the brethren of 1868. To this day, the goat is still present, in some lodges, at least, as attested by the master of the Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Arkansas, who stated, "In my own lodge, some enterprising member brought a live goat to a raising for emphasis, and it made a great impression on the candidates, as well as the members, and more especially me." I thought riding the goat was just a fun part of Masonic initiations, but it caught my attention that night in Little Rock, Arkansas. Moreover, in Turning the Hiram Key, Brother Robert Lomas describes the prelude to his third-degree initiation. "You've remembered? Sober, clean underpants?" "Of course," I said. "Is it tonight I really get to ride the goat?" "You've been listening to Dennis, haven't you?" "That's a secret," I grinned. "Well, David had the cattle trailer behind his Land Rover when he arrived," Mike countered. "I hope it's a nanny goat." "Of course it's a nanny goat. You aren't thinking you might have to take part in an unnatural act, are you?" Well now, enough evidence is on the table to safely ask the question, what can all this represent? Other than the distasteful idea that goat riding is a symbolic imitation of the devil, as the official explanation inadvertently suggests. According to William Moore, the goat, within the context of the lodge room, represented a force that threatened to strip the fraternal initiate of his ability to maintain composure. Indeed, gags, or stunts, were often imposed upon the initiate, largely for the purpose of getting his goat. As an old Shriner publication put it, "Pomposity is punctured, pride is laughed to scorn, and dignity is bedeviled." If these crafty brothers did not actually invent the practical joke, they certainly perfected it. When the candidate overcame the temptation to react angrily to such treatment, he gained self-control, as people could no longer get his goat. A similar explanation is given by Albert Benjamin, who, in reference to the Egyptian initiation rituals, said, "Such trials, in some form, handed down from this remote period, persist today, as witnessed by the hazing of newcomers at school and the riding of the goat in our lodges. But why should tests of fitness for initiation be called riding the goat? Zodiacally, the home of Saturn, the origin of our Satan, is Capricorn, pictured in the firmament by a goat. The goat is the symbol of evil, and riding the goat signifies that temptations have been vanquished, the devil overcome, and the animal instincts sublimated into spiritual assets." This is indeed a beautiful explanation, and one that could be readily accepted if riding were the only activity associated with the goat. Picture and poem, however, cast the lodge goat in various other roles, such as brother, or even leader. Some pictures cast the goat in a highly symbolic role, much to the excitement of the brothers. Some detractors have suggested that riding the goat has some sort of sexual connotation. Looking at these pictures and reading such stories as told by Brother Lomas, who truly is to be blamed for such suspicions? So what else can all this symbolize, as the obvious is clearly out of the question?
The goat. Funny. Now that I come to tell this story to someone else, don't you find it a bit odd, number 3?
Well,
it is a bit odd, though, isn't it? Yes, it's odd.
Albert Pike already provided us a significant clue when he mentioned that the initiates represent this force which presides over the physical generation under the mythologic and foreign form of the god Pan. Thence came the he-goat of the Shabbat. These pictures, then, along with the others, may be interpreted as an initiation of the occult power of generativity, that serpent of the Kundalini. But there are other clues to the goat's identity. In the poem The Goat, we read that the goat rewards the pursuit of masonry, but punishes one for engaging in worldly things, including prayer. Smoking, however, is apparently condoned, along with alcohol. There was one stunt in particular entitled Drinking the Goat's Blood. The symbolism behind this is obvious, but there is no need to speculate, for the liner notes of the catalog state that there can be no more appropriate ceremony than serving the candidate with the blood of the animal, in order that he might be thoroughly imbued with the spirit and life of the organization. This significant statement brings us to our final interpretation, and it is this. The goat is the motive power upon which its rider travels. And what is this power? It has already been thoroughly elucidated, but to recap, it is associated with Pan, the he-goat, and the ancient serpent, with Phosphor, the light-bearer, yea, Lucifer. In short, the goat may represent Lucifer's agent, Samael, who is intimately associated with the goat. And after all this, none should be surprised that the man who pinned this drawing in 1897 was a Rosicrucian. Interestingly enough, some Masons have actually theorized that the goat symbolizes the scapegoat. If so, this would even be another association with Samael, for Samael is said to be identical with Azazel, the demon to which the so-called scapegoat was sacrificed on Yom Kippur. In truth, this goat was not set free in the wilderness, as many believe. Instead, it was set aside with a scarlet thread for Azazel. Then, after hearing the sins of the people, it was led to the top of a jagged mountain, sacred to Azazel, there to be pushed off the precipice to certain death. Some personalized their identification with Lucifer, such as Shriner Bob Rosland here.
Now, did you just say that you are Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy,
Virtuous.
virtuous. Now, see the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
God bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Others refer to themselves as goats, while mocking outsiders as sheep. This is highly symbolic, with a correspondence most would agree upon. In Symbolism of the Three Degrees, we read, "The Lamb, as stated in our monitors, has in all ages been deemed an emblem of innocence. It is a familiar saying, and has been for ages, that the lamb shall be separated from the goats. The evil symbolism of the goat is as old as the benignant symbolism of the lamb. In the Bible, sheep and goats are used to denote the two bloodlines, or spiritual types. It says,